Okay, this is us. We're not quite live, unfortunately, but I'm going to put it up today, so it'll be nearly live. First of all, Gary, thank you very much for taking the time to come down to see me today in the very wonderful LoftSpace.
Thank you.
It's a lovely spot.
It's beautiful.
Isn't it?
First time here, yep.
Yeah, and I do enjoy coming down. The reason why we're not doing it live and we're recording it and then posting it up is I couldn't get my Wi-Fi to connect and Max isn't here. My big fat fingers just wouldn't work. I couldn't get the technology to work. But we're going to hear all about technology from my good friend Gary. But before we get into it, Gary, what I thought I'd do is I would remind people why it is that I'm doing this. You know, why am I asking people to do little 60-second interviews, or not even interviews, tips and trips and things they're doing and interesting things they've seen and events they're going to do. Why share those things? And essentially it boils down to this. I know lots of good people like Gary and Mary Jane and James and Kevin and everyone else that's on the group, and you all know stuff. You know good stuff that's going on in the world about how to create an app or what events are coming up, or somebody who makes good pavlova from Sultan Nights. I'm going up to Sultan Nights.
I was waiting on that.
The pavlova thing.
Maybe it'll come out somewhere. It always does.
Yeah, I've distracted myself now. Thinking about that. But you all have really useful information. But I'm not going to ring you up and go, Gary, tell me what's happening today. It just wouldn't be the appropriate thing to do. But I do want to stay connected, and one of the easiest ways to stay connected with people is by sharing stuff, sharing that information, telling the stories, and letting people know what's going on in your world, because then through that you manage to build a connection. So hopefully the idea of this group, just one thing, is to give everybody who's a member of it an opportunity to share that good stuff in order that you maintain a connection, so that when you see them 6 months or a year from now, you feel that you genuinely have a good reason to go over and say hello, and you know what they've been up to, and you might get the opportunity to go to the things that they're going to, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So that's essentially what this is about, why I'm doing this. Now, through the course of that, anybody can go out and do their 60-second thing, and hopefully you'll do one soon.
Hopefully, yeah, that's why I'm here.
But as well as that, what I would hope to do as well over the course of time is actually sit down and have longer conversations with people to try and get a bit of a better feel for what they're doing and why they're doing it, and it's something that's not as rushed as trying to get a tip or a hint or an event into 60 seconds. So today, Gary, it's all about you. So, Gary, I'm just going to go on to the first question. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, I'm Gary Livingstone, and I currently work in manufacturing, building aircraft, which I've done from I left school back in 1999. And I don't know if it's what I want to be doing the rest of my working days. So I've been thinking, I had an idea about 2 years ago, and I started in the background just chipping away at it. And
that's the stuff that we're going to talk about.
And
what about you as a person? Are you a football fan? Do you have family? Or what do you get up to when you're not working?
I follow Chelsea. I'm a big Chelsea supporter. I used to take in a lot of games before I had children and stuff, but not so much in the last few years. But
would you have travelled over to watch?
Yeah, I was in a supporters club, and we used to go 4 or 5 times a year. Like I've followed them in Europe, the Barcelona and stuff. So yeah, good times.
Yeah, it shows you how much I know about football. How Chelsea doing now? I've no
idea. Not too good. Won the league 2 seasons ago, but room for improvement, like everything, Martin. So
yeah, very good. So you're a football man. Okay, tell us about your app. So what's your app called, and what does it do?
Yep. It's called Venues with Menus, and basically it allows people that want to go out to eat in a restaurant. It gives you all the options and lets you have access to their menus, hopefully making it easier for them to decide where, when, what they want to eat. So it's what comes with the app, Martin. I think it's different than what anything that's out there, and it's the GPS. It'll direct you right till the door. If you're walking around town and you feel a bit peckish, and what am I going to eat? What do I fancy? You don't know. It's them questions. I don't know if it's just me personally, but
no, I get them as well.
If you're not making food or around food, you're thinking about your next meal, aren't you? Like, what am I going to have tonight? What have I got in my fridge? You know.
Do you know what? My favourite meal of the day is breakfast. Well, that's after lunch and dinner. So after lunch and dinner, breakfast is my favourite.
We laughed. I would eat carbonara every night of the week if I could. Like.
Is that right?
Yeah,
that's
garlic bread and carbonara.
Italian.
Without onion, I don't like onion in it now. But
one of our group members here, Ryan Farnsway,
I've seen the pictures. Yeah,
it looks nice. Doesn't
beautiful.
it?
I've never been there, but I would.
Yeah, go
I would
there.
like to go. Yeah.
Give it a go. So the app itself, what I found, I went onto it when I first seen you. I think you shared a link about 2 weeks ago, and I went onto it. And I was immediately impressed by the ease. It creates a list of restaurants that are nearby, essentially, that you can go into. And what I found it was useful for is sometimes you want to go out, but you don't know where you want to go. You can't remember where you've been. You know, you sort of you remember maybe the 2 or 3 restaurants you've been to recently, but you don't really think of anything else. And what it did was it gave me more choices. You know, I could see where I was within half an hour or an hour where I was. I could go in and have a look at the menu. I could maybe be reminded of places that I hadn't been to in a while and I'd just forgotten about. So if you're trying to plan a night out, it can be very useful for that as well.
If I was to go right back to the start and how the problem came about, it's all down to my son. He's coming 7, but about 2 years ago, like he just wants to go to McDonald's for a toy. He doesn't care what he eats. It's just a toy. So the wife, we're in town, we say we'll go for Nando's, and he put on a performance. You know, I don't like this stuff. He never tried it. Like he just wanted to go to McDonald's, have it his way all the time. So I thought, just something triggered in me, and I just thought, you know, does everyone have this problem? Is it that hard to decide where?
There's a better way.
There has to be, but in my opinion, there was nothing there to help me. So
when you went to look for it,
I just started jotting things down, notes, what I could do to.
So what is the closest competitor to the app that you have now? Because I don't know of any. I'm sure
I don't want to name.
I
don't want to go into rivals because I don't believe. But there's things out there, and I think they're more geared around takeaway food. Than they are actually dining out. You know.
Yeah, picking a restaurant and getting the
right one. More than that, without stepping on anyone's toes, or you know, I think that ours just centres around menus. You know, it really doesn't work if someone puts a menu on and it doesn't change. We want to work with people who have a special dish that, you know, they're renowned for, or they only use local produce, which more and more restaurants are doing. There's more vegan options, dairy-free, gluten-free, you know.
You can get a real feel for the restaurant from the menu.
Yeah, there's so many options available now, and that's what we want to showcase. And there's chefs out there, you know, that maybe people never see them or get the compliment, and we want them to know that the menu, you know, it's key.
What do you want to achieve with the app for yourself and for business generally? Like what
personally,
if everything goes really well, what would be the
we've laughed, we've talked recently about what's the worst that can happen, and I have no real expectations. You know, it's not about money. It's not money doesn't drive me. I'm not materialistic. I maybe was when I was younger and had to have nice clothes and whatever, but you know, kids come along. Everyone's circumstances are different, and to me, I seen James and Mark in the recent podcast they're talking, and if you're willing to get up out of your bed every day, get your finger out and be consistent, just turn up, but you're already winning. So in my opinion, you know.
So you don't have any.
I don't know. I would like it to be everyone to have access to it. You know, like not a household name, but I would like people to just to know that it exists, that they can. And that's the thing too. My brother's just recently brought this to my attention about DAUs or whatever, and it's daily active users. So I don't want someone to look at it once and go, "Aye, dead on." We want to keep making it better. So that's where the feedback comes in.
I certainly have gone back to it a couple of times myself. No.
We want people to come back.
Yeah, so I come back.
Keep using it. You know, that's the main thing. Like,
so how are you growing the restaurant based on it? Is it simply how do you get people on there?
We've selected and tried to cover a bit of all the varieties of food. You know, the different types of food. So we've just started with a number, and we're going to build on that. Yeah, there's hundreds. There's 700 plus licensed restaurants in Belfast alone. So that's.
Yeah. So you're actively going out there. Do you go and see the restaurants? Do you ring them?
Well, that's the next step. That's the next step. Knocking doors and emailing people.
So in relation to the question, what do you want to achieve with the app? The answer is at the moment you're giving it a suck and see, and see where it goes. It's not that you're looking to take over the world just yet.
My partner, Jo, she's originally from Belfast, and she's been residing in Ibiza for 21 years. And if I'm brutally honest, that's what I want to be. When I'm older, I want to retire to Ibiza.
Yeah. But so you do want some success from it?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I was sleepless nights and got to a point and I was like, where do I take this from here? And I was getting crazy quotes to make an app and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'd been following her success and her story, what she's been doing on Instagram and stuff for a while, and I thought
that leads on interestingly to the next question. So we've asked us, what do you want to achieve the app? So Ibiza.
Well, that's the end game, Martin. Yeah, that's the end game.
But in relation to someone like me who knows nothing about apps and nothing about apps development, nothing about software, what would your top...
You and me, you mean?
You and me. The both of us.
Yeah.
What would be your top 5 tips for someone who wants to create their own app? Now, I appreciate that's not fair because I haven't given you any...
Not to go off the track here, but there was certain things have triggered over the last 2 years in my head, and I've thought, right, I'm going to go down this road or whatever. But a local guy, pretty successful guy, I think he's a book out, a guy named Gary Carlisle, and he boasts that he was Northern Ireland's first football agent. So I believe he's also in the bar restaurant industry. Mm-hmm. I haven't met the guy, mm-hmm. but the BBC filmed him in my old school, the boys' motto, and I was envious of that. I thought, he's speaking a mile. He's West Belfast guy.
Yeah.
And I thought, I would love to go back to my old school. I'd love to give back. I'd love to talk to young people and say, look, if you have an idea, that's all you need. See everything that comes off the back of an idea. If you have an idea, a dream, a vision, anything, and you keep it to yourself, you're going to look back in 10 years' time and somebody else is going to be doing it, and you're going to go, I thought of that and I never told nobody. Yeah. So it's basically making that first step. Self-confidence, everything else that comes off it can be gained. Yeah. It's something you can work on. But so many of these people in business will talk about making lists or writing things down. Yes, I've got lists, I've got books everywhere, I've got post-its everywhere, things that I'll go back to and I want to do. But I believe, personally, just from my experience, which is I haven't done anything in business world yet. Well, I don't come from a business background, but I'm only beginning. But I believe if you tell people, you find out, take the time to find out who's on your team, which you'll find out. Mm-hmm. And you openly tell them what your plans are, your dreams, your visions. Yeah. And then you have to be accountable to it. Yeah. I've heard not that they're going to chastise you, but once you've said it and it's actually out there, you have to do something about it. They're going to go, this guy's moonbeam here. I've heard that a couple of times now. So Gavin Wall from Wall Group says I've watched a few of Gavin's stuff. And there was... I'd like to meet Gavin, by the way, if I've ever had the opportunity. I'll have to make an introduction of him because he's a good guy. And Shane McCann on Bismarck, when he had his big event, I can't remember, it was like Moonshots or something. Yeah, I was and part of what he was saying, I thought his presentation was actually very good, his talk. JFK, was it? Or one of the American presidents? Yeah. I remember it, yeah. And he was basically saying that if you put it out there, something that he was going to put it out there that he was told the world that he was going to. Yeah, brilliant. So that's similar. Yeah, two great tips so far. So what are the other 3? Tell people. 3 more tips. Maybe specifically in relation to how you went about getting the album. Well, again, why I'm here today, Martin, is I received the invite for the small group that you've set up. One thing, right? And it scared me a bit, to be honest. But I love the concept. 60 seconds, I thought, right? And I hadn't the swingers to just do it, just lift it and do it. The first couple that I watched, David McHugh, good content, brilliant, and they were getting all this stuff in, and I'm like, once I start talking, I'll take 60 minutes. It's so. I don't think I've done 60 seconds. Then I regretted not going sooner, because how do I live up these? Kevin Young's got me thinking. I was like, how deep is Kevin? And it was like, there's a number 1 song in that. Have a think about what you've been thinking about. Yeah. It doesn't get any better than that. Yeah. And I actually had made notes on my phone what I would like to talk about. Mm-hmm. And then I
You haven't got around
So
to it?
I've reached out. I reached out to my business partner because I say I was banging my head on the wall. Got to a point where like,
And how did you meet this, Lee? So who is it that helped you build the app? Joe?
Joe, Joe Crumlin.
Uh-huh.
I've never met anyone as driven, passionate. You know, she says she's going to do something. She's doing it.
And how did you connect with her?
She's mutual friends.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I say I've been following her story. I knew she'd been doing something similar in Europe, and she has 5, I believe, apps in 5 major cities in Spain, all running since 2015. So she's doing.
We'll have to share a wee link.
She's
to
250,000 users, downloads.
Wow.
So she's doing great.
That's good. So so that was the 4th tip, get in touch.
Yeah,
with
reach
someone
out. I mean, I've reached out to you, and we laughed recently just about my first band event. I think I don't know how that came about. How I actually ended up. I think it was maybe just a radio ad in the car.
And you said you'd have to go.
And more than anything in the world, Martin, I believe in fate. And my mum, I grew up with cliches and what's meant for you will not pass you by. So you stood up and asked a question, and I thought, who is this guy?
Who's like, is that guy?
And I just thought to myself, again, something triggered, and I thought to myself, I need to reach out and speak to this guy. But I know everyone knows this, but you're passionate about small business, and I just thought this guy should be in my corner. He will.
Yeah, but it does me so much good as well. Like I know it's easy. If you find something that's easy for you to do, it's not work. And the thing is, I love this. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to start this week group, because I have so many conversations with people that aren't about me trying to win business off you or you trying to win business off me. We're just genuinely passionate about what it is that we're doing, and we want to share. I want to tell the story. I want to share the story. I want as many people as possible to know about Gary Livingstone and his brilliant app, because you've literally.
And I'm thinking, why does anyone want to listen to me?
But it's the only so many people in the world take an idea and turn it into something real.
Yeah.
And that's what you've done.
Well, they say the best things all come from someone's problem that they've found a solution to. So.
Very good, very good.
Label.
So the final of 5 things. So we've got 4 good things. Or this is the top one. You're running out of things. 5 tips for somebody who wants to create their own app. What would you suggest?
Maybe not a specific, but shop about. I got crazy. 25 grand, and that was, if I had to go to a bank, I'm sure their business loans people would have given me that, but. I was trying to exhaust all avenues without having to do that.
That's a great one.
And I took my time. There's no rush, in my opinion. Just take your time. Read the books, the contents, find out who's relevant online. There's all sorts of podcasts and videos. Just see who speaks the same language, who you want to listen to.
Yeah.
And hone in on maybe 3 or 4 different guys, girls.
So you did a bit of research before?
Yeah, I've read the books. I've lots of books, and some are applicable, some aren't. But letting them ones out.
So is that app development books or business development books?
No, well, my mum got me one, and it's just small businesses starting out. So it actually learns you how to connect your Facebook to your Twitter and your.
Really?
Yeah, and I think it's like one for dummies.
Yeah.
But
that's the one I need.
That's the one. If I was doing a talk to young kids or whatever, that's what I would encourage them. Just start there, and it's all the basics. And
start with the basics.
I still hear so many acronyms. You're scared to ask, so you go away and what are they talking about?
Yeah.
But I say I'm not from a business background, so
I love that tip. Just start simple.
Just write the acronyms down and then go and find out. Go do your homework. So.
Yeah. One of the things, piece of advice, and it's almost like a cliche now, is it's just break it down into the simplest bits that you can, and do the first bit. Because once you've got the first bit done, you can do the second bit. And
momentum. You've started.
Or to eat an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? And it's like one bite at a time. It's you just have to break it down. And I love that start simple. Get the how to for dummies.
Once you have started, then there's no stopping you really, is there? When I say
that's a brilliant.
You've told someone about it, and then you have to keep moving forward.
Now, your app has done very well on the Android rankings. You were up to number 3 within a couple of weeks of launching.
Number 3, yeah.
Any idea how that happened?
No clue whatsoever. Man.
Genuinely?
No clue. I don't know if it'll stay there. It's maybe just a freak,
Uh-huh.
but it genuinely was there.
And have you done any marketing activities over and above telling me? Oh, maybe it was me.
Maybe it was you, Martin. Yeah, surely. Give
Why
yourself a
influence,
pat on the
yeah.
back.
Yeah, well done, Martin. Yeah, yeah.
Get the wee
Remember when you were at
Nando's,
fitness?
sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's it. Just it happened.
So-
There's no
so-
denying. There's no getting away. It did happen.
So it's not the case to be number 3. So the rating or the ranking that listed you at number 3 on Android was what? What was that?
In the food and drink category.
And that's in the world.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's incredible.
Crazy.
Number 3 in the world on Android on the food and drink
I don't know.
category.
I have no idea how many food and drink apps are released on a weekly basis or whatever,
Yeah.
but that's a fact now. So
Wow, it's a brilliant fact.
That's a brilliant
We'll,
fact.
we'll not test it too much,
No,
you know. We'll not pry about.
And
But it's
just off the back of that, anyway, we weren't able to see with Apple because Android was bought off a day sooner. But we're gathering stats still. We're
Uh-huh.
about 6 weeks operational now, so there's, I think after 4 weeks we had 10,000 hits, and after 5 weeks with about 12,000. So it is getting a bit of traction now, gathering momentum. So it's just to keep that up, advertise, get it out there. And say it hasn't cost me too much money,
But you haven't actually done anything yet,
no.
apart from create the app
Create the app.
and tell your friends.
Bit of
and
Facebook,
bit of Facebook
yeah,
and
bit
stuff.
of sharing likes, and
Uh-huh.
but to say even there, you need to every day you need to be putting the content out. You know,
Yeah.
not too much, but
Enough
that's
that people
another
see.
tip I would give you. Don't overload people because they'll just go delete. You know, they'll not wanna
Yeah.
be inundated with stuff. But 2 or 3 posts a day, what you're about, who you are, menu. You know, bit
That's
of
fascinating.
variety.
That's fascinating.
Try and cover all the.
And you
areas,
didn't,
you know.
and you didn't have to pay anything or go on to pay per click or anything. And that it's just
I've
the fact.
I've did a few boosts, you know.
Oh, right on
No,
Facebook.
Yeah,
or-
just
or-
what I can afford. Nothing major, you know.
yeah,
I just
£100.
get by on my
That's a very
day
interesting
job
thing.
wage, you know.
Because the thing is, I would have had no idea how popular an app could become, but it boils down, I suppose, to very much the quality of the app as well. like
Yeah,
the
well,
apps
I
that's
suppose,
given.
yeah.
Okay,
I
so
can't take the credit for that. My ideas were on there,
Mhm.
but it's a 50-50 collaboration.
God.
Joe, I couldn't have done it without her.
I think it's something about Northern Ireland people. We're humble,
Yeah.
aren't we?
Well,
So you feel guilty
Just
taking.
another thing, Martin, that the worst, you say before we said this, what is the worst that can happen?
Uh-huh.
The worst anyone can ever tell you is no, and that's it.
Yeah.
And again, back to James and Mark Asquith's podcast, they talked about it. 33, I don't know if it's official stat, but 33% of people are going to like you. 33% maybe won't like you, and the rest are indifferent. So
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. You shouldn't lose sleep over it.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
what it is, basically.
And I think that's a useful thing of having these conversations and getting to know
Yeah.
you, because I do like you.
I like you too.
I like you very much. I like you very much. But it is that sort of sense, if you want to get around you people that do like you, why, as you say, why worry or waste
No,
time
it's
on people that just aren't interested
not worth
or don't like you? Like you can go out into the world and with no fault of your, without even meeting people, they could become an enemy. You know, just whatever,
Yeah.
they don't like the cut of your jib or
Jib,
the way you wear your hair or
That's
whatever.
the thing with some of our groups, and as you say, they're close knit, and you gather, say, 2 years, we've crossed paths maybe 6-7 times just,
Yeah.
and I know if I'm stuck in a certain area, I could lift the phone, and I know you would genuinely help me out more than someone that's
Didn't know
probably
from Adam.
a good friend. You know,
yeah.
it's just
Well, the thing is this: imagine, like in relation to the restaurant stuff and the online food apps and stuff. If anybody came in and asked me about it, I would immediately point them in your direction.
direct.
But you're the guy I know,
Yeah.
and I know you're a nice guy, and I know you'll treat them well and do your best to them. Just knowing
And
people,
again,
Yes,
I'm not an
simple.
expert in it, but
but you'll try.
I'll find
yeah,
someone
you'll-
that does know the answer.
Yeah,
if I
try and be
can't
helpful,
get
and you've read a couple of books. You know the books are relevant, and you know about how to connect with people. You've done the thing where you've worked with someone else and created that. All these are impressive things. You know, it didn't just happen by itself. So it is important. This idea of being able to connect with each other and knowing who people are and engaging is such an important thing. So yeah, very, very good. Okay, I'm going to finish it off with something a little bit lighter and a bit more fun. And
Can't wait.
tell us something about you that we don't know.
Right. I grew up wanting to be an architect because I like to doodle and draw. People have told me I was a good drawer, good artist. And I got the 5th year in school, we do my GCSEs, and my teacher had went sick like 3 or 4 months. He was out of...
Your art teacher?
Yeah, and all my coursework went walkies, and I ended up getting an E
in
my art exam, and it was like 2 years work, you know, 4th year and 5th year, you accumulate all this, it's something like 60% or whatever. But then that was the end of the world for me. Like I can't go that career path, and my mum was like, she was devastated and livid at the school that this could happen and whatever. No one else submitted it, like it just disappeared from the display, you know. So, but I've never looked back. Just get up and get on with it. You know what I mean? It's
yeah. So
don't regret it, because every art, maybe doodling and stuff, went out the window and everything became computer. You know.
Are you an engineer now? Yeah, that's the thing. You're
did manufacturing engineering, HNC there about 4 years ago, but I'm a lead hand. I'm a supervisory role, you know.
All right, okay.
In shorts, but
so you're not
leader of men.
Oh, pure sins.
Pure sin. They would say I don't do no work, but
yeah, I tell you what, I don't envy you.
Delegate. That's the key to my job.
Yeah, that's the one reason why Michelle and I's practice will never get any bigger. That whole thought of having to tell people what to do, and deal with the whole issue about man management and woman management. No, it's just a hard old game. Like,
say circumstances, we touched on it before. Like, you're getting last minute text message, I'm not making it in today, I had a late night, or it is what it is, you know. But
here, Gary, I have to say thank you very much
for the opportunity.
I have really enjoyed the conversation. But before, on the video here, unfortunately I couldn't get it live. That was my fault. You know, it's me and technology and your magnetic personality, as I was saying before. I will be sharing this on the group, and underneath we'll put 3 wee links and stuff to your app and stuff. And guys, I'm going to be coming for you. Get ready to do one of these interviews. You're a tough act to follow.
We can go that far, Martin. Thank you again for having me, mate. Yep, really enjoyed it.
And sure, we'll catch you later on.
Brilliant.
All the best,
Thanks.
sir.